In this video, I will take you behind the scenes on my personal story and a travel film I recently shot in Namibia. We will have a closer look at the music, sound design, color grading and more. So let's get started. My name is Simeon Kraft. I'm a filmmaker from Germany, and a few weeks ago I fulfilled one of my biggest dreams, to see and film white elephants. To make this dream come true, I flew to Namibia and spent 2 weeks traveling in a 4x4 vehicle, capturing many landscapes and experiences along the way. But before I could start with the video, it was time to find inspiration. Inspiration can come from everywhere, but mainly I get mine from magazines or social media. On Instagram, I have folders where I save ideas and can easily access them. Of course, YouTube is also a huge source of inspiration. In particular, creators like Sam Calder, Sam Newton, Sam Snowden and Elliot. Elliot's film Africa was a huge inspiration for me the moment I saw it. In addition to that, documentaries I have seen, whether recently or as a child, also played a big role, especially when they show behind-the-scenes footage of filmmakers. That gave me a deeper look into the production process, and I definitely wanted to incorporate that into my video. I write down all my thoughts and inspiration over the time in Miller Note. Whenever I see something I like or an idea comes to my mind, I make a note or take a screenshot. This way, I slowly piece together the story to create a mood for the video. Once I feel like I have a solid baseline, I start organizing everything and build a storyline. Things can get really stressful on location, especially when you are filming every day. To be able to create a strong story in the end, it's crucial that the shots flow together, and having a core idea along with a collection of supporting ideas helps a lot with that. Should I go on this side? For a long time now I have the Sony a7 III and I'm very happy with it. And since a few months I also have the Sony a7 IV. And in my opinion, it's the perfect second camera to complete the a7S III. For this video, I used 3 lenses, the Tamron 28-75, then the 70-180, also from Tamron. And for all the wildlife shots, I took the Sigma 150-600. The combination of these 3 lenses was perfect for the trip, but for sure I used the 150-600 for the majority of the shots, especially for wildlife. Since this video relies heavily on wildlife footage, most of the shots were filmed at either 60 fps or 120 fps. Because from the beginning I knew I want to slow many of them down. In all my videos I try to anticipate on location how I want to use each shot and how I imagine the story come together. For example, I filmed BTS scenes mostly in 24 fps, while shots involving animals were recorded more often in 60 fps or higher. That way I could capture the emotional feeling I experienced when seeing those animals. On location, about 80% of the footage was shot handheld. I often used the car as support for stabilization, especially when filming at 600mm. That combined with a bit of stabilization in post-production was totally enough for this project. To be honest with you, my editing process can be very wild. Even I know beforehand what I want to shoot and how the storyboard should look like. I still need some kind of entry point to get into the right flow. I start by organizing the footage and structuring from the beginning through the main section all the way to the end. I often jump around between different parts and slowly it becomes clearer which shots I will use and how I want to tell the story. Music is, together with the visuals, one of the main 3 points in a video. The right music is a crucial part of the process and helps carry the visuals. This is also why I'm so grateful to be a partner of MusicBed. The music you find there just feels real and different from anything else I have used before. I usually start by identifying music tracks used in videos I like. It's not about copying, but to learn which music I want to have. Once I have a few songs, I begin searching for my own music. Sometimes I search by entering a song title into MusicBed, which then gives me similar tracks. Other times I already have songs saved on MusicBed. I explore related songs and section using their filters and tools. Throughout this process, I pay close attention to get a selection of songs that match in tone and emotion. Once that's done, it's time to build a timeline. And for me, the music becomes one of the core pillars. To get the results I'm looking for, I often take individual sections from different songs and rearrange them. I use Premiere Pro's tool, making sure the transitions feel natural and the songs truly fit together. And that brings us to the next point. Sound effects are what connected visuals and music. They are what make a film truly immersive. Often you don't even notice them, but when they are missing, you immediately feel that something isn't quite right. As important they are, finding the right sound effects can be really challenging. I usually follow two different approaches to find ones that fit. The first is to search what I literally see in the video. For example, atmospheric sounds that match the environment. The second one is a bit abstract. I listen to sound effects and try to explain what I hear. And then I use search engine or AI tools to find the right ones. Once I have collected my sound effects, I start layering them in the timeline. The baseline is always atmospheric sounds. Then I add rhythmic elements to build tensions and dynamics. Risers, downers, whooshes, and more help me to connect everything even more tidy. I often tweak the sound effects further, adjusting volume or speed until they truly fit the film and feel like they belong there. Now we came to the part that brings your video truly to life, but this can also test your patience like nothing else. For the best results, I export my footage from Premiere Pro and do the grading in DaVinci Resolve. For me, it's simply the best platform when it comes to working with color. I only made the switch a few months ago after realizing that the color grading tools in Premiere Pro just weren't enough for what I wanted to achieve. I start with my LUTs as a foundation, and from there I adjust brightness, contrast, and white balance. Then I add a bit of blur, glow, film damage, grain, and halation. This process can change from film to film and depends heavily on the emotion I want to show through the visuals. The lightbox in DaVinci is also a huge help. It gives me an overview of all my scenes and helps me to match them consistently across the entire video. Since this is one of the most frequently asked questions, here are my tips to achieve better color grading. While filming, always try to match your white balance to the time of day. This alone saves you so much time in post-production and do a heavy lifting in the editing process. Always convert your log footage into the Rec 709. You can do this directly in Premiere Pro or DaVinci Resolve. Once that's done, you can start with the color correction, the color intensity, and the split toning. On the other hand, I know that's not a tip, but watch as many tutorials you can. That helped me so much to be better in color grading. And at least buy some professional LUTs. Try to analyze them and what they are doing with your footage, adapt elements into your workflow, and use that knowledge to develop your own style. In the end, I want to say thank you to all of you. I hope I could help you with this video. If you have any question or I forgot something, just write it down in the comments or send me a DM on Instagram. And now it's time to pick up the camera again and keep going, and see you in the next one.